So I've had a couple of requests for this one. Just the intro, the little riff, and the intro solo, which is pretty cool, but it's quite simple. There's not much to it. It's in 4 parts. So let's zoom in and we'll get stuck into it. So we're going to start off with a G chord held down, and it's the G chord where you hold the B string down on the 3rd fret as well as the high E string on the 3rd fret. So we get that sort of sound. We're going to start plucking the low E string, hammer on the A string from the onto the 2nd fret, so hammer on from open, and open D string, so that part there. So 2nd fret on the D string still, open G, back to 2nd fret on the D, and back to a G chord. So we get do that again. Then 3rd time round, it starts off the same. Here's where it changes. D string on the 2nd fret, D string open, A string on the 2nd fret, and then we're going to go to play an A chord but keep the B and the high E string on that 3rd fret, which I think gives us an A7 sus4. So then we repeat that. And then we do this hammer on, still holding that chord down, so we've got, you need to kind of use that with the bar on the 1st finger to hold down the middle 2 strings. And we're going to do, on the A string, we're going to do hammer on from open to 2, to open again, and then back to G. So, but when we take that off, and then I'm going to pull off the 1st finger, so we get and then that whole thing repeats again, so it goes through twice. 2nd time round, the wee solo comes in. So we're starting here on the 2nd fret on the G string. We're going to slide it up to the 4th fret on the G string, and then we're going to play the B string on the 3rd fret. So we get or hammer on, slide or hammer on. If you're doing a slide, use your 2nd finger, so your 1st finger's free to hit that B string. And then we do a pull off from the 5th fret on the B string, and then we play the G string on the 4th fret again, and the B string on the 3rd fret. So we get going to do a pull off here to 4 to 2, so open, and then open D. So we get and then we're going to slide up from the 1st fret on the A string to the 2nd fret on the A string, and then play the open D string twice. So that's the 1st phrase. And then 2nd phrase starts with a bar on the B and E strings on the 3rd fret, and it's going to slide up to the 5th and then come back to the 3rd. And then when you come back on that third, just cut those notes short, don't let them ring. And then we go to 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B. Slide it up to the 4th fret on the G and the 5th fret on the B. Slide up, back down to where you started. Pull them off, slide them up again, pull them off again, and then to the 3rd fret on the D and 2nd fret on the G, and slide that up 2 frets, so we end up on the 5th fret on the D and the 4th fret on the G. So together that is. Third phrase starts off pretty much very similar to the first one. So instead of doing that, we come up to the 5th fret on the B. So hammer on from 2 to 4 on the G, 3rd fret on the high B, and then up to the 5th fret on the B, and then slide that up to the 7th, and then come back. Don't let that ring out up there, and make sure you stop it at the right place. Don't let it go over. And then so pulling off to the 3rd, and then playing the 5th again, and then the 2nd fret on the G, and then this little bend. So that's the G string on the 4th fret, and it's just a quarter note that's bending. It's not bending as much as, it's not going as high as the 5th fret, so it's not full semitone. And then hammer on from 3 to 5 on the B. Do that same little bend again, and come back to the 2nd fret on the G string. So, and then we kind of almost repeat the same thing again. Starts off the same. That's the same, but this time we go straight to the G string on the 2nd fret. And we just do a little bend there on the 4th, bring it back. So again, it's just a quarter note bend. Back to the 2nd fret, and then we do a pull off from 4 to 2 to open, and then play the G chord. Hammer on from 2 to 4, pull off again, pull off to open, and then to G. Chords for the rest of the song: C, up to a D, back to A minor, and then to G again. Back to D. For that bit, I'm just lifting the 2nd finger off the high E string and then putting it back on. C, and again just going to pull off that D string, and then to A minor. Do the same move again, but this time we're on the G string, and to G, and then that just repeats, and that pretty much is the whole tune. I think there's at least one more solo, there might even be 2 in the rest of the tune, but we'll not cover them this time. We'll maybe cover them in a separate video at a later date.